What's going on, guys? They're going to teach you how to use expressions to do animation. What an expression essentially does is, by doing something to one object or a curve or whatever, it will edit another object. Two examples on this vehicle I've created. I will not show you how to do the entire vehicle. I will do an example afterwards, a very simplistic example. But for now, a good example on this vehicle is these two lights that I've made. Basically, what I've told the expression to do is when this decreases or increases in the x-axis to edit the lights. So you can't obviously see the lights, but the lights are right there, not the indicators. They are done by a set driven key, but the lights, when I move that to the left, as you can see, it turns them on and off. Another example of a expression that I did for this vehicle is when the vehicle moves, these suspensions, which you can't move because they are locked by the expression, the suspension will go up when it reaches a bump, and then the expression tells it, the vehicle, to do suspension at the top, will tell it to rotate when the y-axis of the suspension increases. So as you can see, when I move it forward, the vehicle bumps up and then down, up then down. That is not animated to prove that, because I know a lot of people would be like, oh no, that's just animated, I'll make it go indented instead. So all I did there was change the geometry, and as you can see, the car will dip down now to go into the dent, very subtly, but it still works. And then again here, it will bump up because of this bump, and also drop because of that bump. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to basically do an expression which will eventually lead to be able to doing something like that. So what we're going to do is, by moving a switch, I'm going to make a object get larger, for example. So we'll have a sphere over here, and then we'll insert a curve, because curves are a lot more useful. I'll insert the first curve to just be like a box that I can sit my control inside. 90 degrees. So a circle. Now this circle will be my control. So 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Alright. So what I'm going to tell the expression to do, when I put it in properly, is let's go, when that moves to the right, we'll make the sphere increase in that axis, for example. We obviously haven't done it, I'm just showing you what I'm going to allow it to do. So let's get started. So all you got to do is you go into your channel box, just click one of these. Oh, first of all, select your curve with control, whatever you want to call it. Click modify and click freeze transformation. This will set all of these back to 0. So now if I like type 1, or if I just move it all over the place and then type 0 into all of these, it will put it back into its default position. That is very important when it comes to expressions. So click either one of these, doesn't matter, click edit, click expression. You will get this window come up. Alright, so let's click both of the objects so I can see what they're called. So now we want it to, so you always do the child first, so we're going to have what's going to be changed first in the coding, so which is the sphere. It's going to be scaled in the y-axis. So you just click there and copy that, and then start writing it in there. Okay, so that part of the code is already done for us because I just copy and pasted it in. Push enter to go down a line, equals, push enter again, and then write the name of the actual curve. Then put a dot, and then simply write, so we want, when the curve goes to the right, which will be x, when it increases in x value, we want this sphere to get larger in the y-axis. So simply you just write translate, which if I go up here, it will show you all the different commands, translate x, y, and z. So we want to go translate x. So you've got to write that perfectly, otherwise it won't work. If I click create, it's completely flat at the moment, as you can tell. Look, and then when I move that across, by moving that simple control in the x-axis as much as I want, it will increase the scale of the sphere I've made. And then if you just want it to be, so if I set that to 1, I believe it'll go to its normal shape. There we go. So if you want basically the control to sit on one, what you've got to do is go into limit transformation, go to translate, set that as your minimal, so 1, so click there, right one in there, or just click that button and it'll set it. And if you want your maximum to only go to there, that much, click that button, click that tick box. It's limited to doing that. So that control now controls the Y scaling of that actual of this sphere. I hope that helps anyone that was wanting to animate in a different way, because just using controls in general, for example in the car, some controls that just open a door are just on a axis that rotates it. Expressions allow you to sort of do one thing to an object that isn't relevant to what the other object's doing. For example, it's moving the x-axis, but it's making that scale, which is nothing to do with what that is actually doing, what the curve's doing compared to what the sphere is doing. Anyways, once again, hope this helped anyone that wanted to try to animate and couldn't figure out how to, or rig, sorry, and couldn't figure out how to get it to work. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.